Hey everyone, talking about Navis by Le Liquide Imaginaire, and the notes in this are grapefruit, bergamot, pink pepper, algae, seaweed, amyris, oakmoss, and cedar. As you might guess from that, it's definitely a marine scent, but to me this is actually a little bit more unique than I expected, and I like it. So it opens with a kind of very tart sort of citrus, and the kind of seaweed, algae, and woods are already present. There's a brightness from the pink pepper. There's also kind of a little bit of a sour bitterness, maybe from a combination of the grapefruit, bergamot, and kind of seaweed algae note. But if you think you hate seaweed, I wouldn't be too scared of this. I'm not a seaweed fan, either just as a smell in general, even just like seaweed snacks and stuff I don't like really, so I wasn't too optimistic about this. I've smelled a lot of stuff with seaweed in it, and often it's pretty well blended, but it still isn't usually for me. This somehow feels a little bit more unique. In the first few minutes, I was thinking, this is just kind of another woodsy marine scent. But after, even just 2 or 3 minutes or so, it started to get a little different in a way that's almost like a slight smoky metallicness in a way that I really like, that kind of sets it apart a bit. I don't know what that's from, maybe kind of some combination of some of the woods and oak moss, amyris, seaweed, but whatever it is enjoyable. I would say that this is slightly more stereotypically masculine leaning. It's marketed as unisex. It could definitely be worn unisex, but if you were just going to smell it by itself, I think you would probably think that it's leaning a bit masculine. It has pretty good longevity. It lasts quite a while, and it costs $200 for a 100 milliliter. If it was much more expensive than that, I would say it would be unfair. Also because I feel like with most marine and or aquatic type of scents, they just usually aren't up to par of the type of stuff that other niche does that goes for, 300, 400 or even more. But 200 is the upper limit of, I would say this is fair. It's definitely better to me than most typical designer marine scents. I really like the way it balances the sort of woods and the uniqueness and the kind of brightness into just this like well-blended cohesive mix that does feel marine, but I also really like that it doesn't have a seawater note like a lot of these do. Sometimes those really just all smell the same to me when it's basically just seawater or like saltwater, ambroxan, some seaweed, and just kind of the same things. There's so many out there like that. Even ones like Sailing Day by Margiela, which they're usually more unique, that one to me was just kind of like, okay, just another one of these. But this, it smells a bit different. It's not too over the top in any direction. It doesn't go too woodsy, it doesn't go too seaweedy or anything like that. So I think it could work for a lot of different people if you are interested in marine scents. It's good to wear on a spring or summer day. This is definitely not a fall or winter fragrance. I think it would be extra fun actually to wear it to the beach or if you were going on a boat or something like that. And of course there's also, as with almost anything I review, there's samples available of this online, so I will put a link in the description where you can buy a bottle or a sample. And I encourage checking it out if you're even somewhat open to kind of marine scents. I don't like most marine scents. I don't dislike them, but it's just kind of, they're not my type of scent. But if I was going to wear a marine scent, it actually might be this one. It's pretty good.